There
Thank
it
you
is.
for
Oh, so this is working
being
now?
patient.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, but
Oh, I
yeah.
was showing Joseph Campbell's book. One of them. Really, the one I couldn't find is the Hero with 1,000 Faces. If you guys haven't read that, you need to get it. It's amazing.
Yeah. And
He's amazing. The way he talks, he's just so interesting and just draws you in.
absolutely. He has so much wisdom and amazing observation, right? Because it's so cool. His hero's journey that he laid out for us that we're going to talk about today is so symbolic for us of really coming into life here.
Sammy.
Because we've left the other side, because that's the three, we have like three stages they talked about in the hero's journey, which we're all on. But,
We're all heroes.
yeah, because we have left the other side. That's the first stage is, where is it? It's separation, is departure, leaving this perfect environment of the other side to embark on this terrifying adventure, really, right?
Sometimes,
Because you
yes.
come into life where it's really, there's so
Chanel.
many challenges and all kinds of tests to really test our soul.
Right.
So it's a terrifying thing. But yeah, so it's kind of symbolic of even coming into life here. Yeah. So we just wanted to kind of talk about some of the different stages. Not only is it symbolic of reincarnation coming into this planet, but different phases and different experiences that we go through in life. So it's really quite an amazing strength, a testament to our strength that we're here in life doing these things.
Exactly.
Because each one of them could be really terrifying, you know what I mean? So the first stage is the departure, the separation. We leave on our journey. And the first part of that is call to action or adventure. And what calls us to action? Usually it's going to be a challenge, something that comes up that we start to realize, I don't know that I can stay in this, like, let's say if it's a job or something, like the example that we have too is like when Frodo leaves.
Baggins.
Yeah. Because something so significant has happened that he
has to do this journey.
has to leave, right? And so that might be in different ways. Like say, if we're at a work situation where we're being bullied and we're like, you know what? This is not how I want to, I'm not happy here.
Yeah, or your chart is telling you you're not supposed to be there anymore. So it'll give you different things that you're going to experience where you're going to go, I can't be here anymore. But sometimes you need a kick in the pants, and that's more challenging. So it's easier to follow your chart.
And it's funny that you say that because the second step or part to it is refusal to move.
Yeah.
Because we're scared. We're used to it.
We need to make money.
Yeah, right. We're afraid, like, okay, if I leave my job, how am I going to be able to support myself?
Yeah.
There's fears that come into play there. Or it could be a relationship that is not good and we want to be happy, but then we're like, how am I going to make it? If we're relying on somebody else, that if we're working together, in partnerships or relationships that...
Because reality sits in and you're going, oh, okay, I have to be real now. I have to pay rent. I can't stay, I can't move because if I leave this job, I won't have the money. But if you follow your passion, the money follows. You have to have that belief.
Exactly. But that is very much a part of our journey is working through that fear. And really, sometimes, depending on our lessons and how we're doing with them, we might not even get past that.
Yeah.
We might have to come back in to even get past that because we're too afraid to move.
Yeah.
And
That's the fear factor.
Yeah, we stay in this relationship
That was a show.
or this job.
Yeah.
And we don't move. But yes, so that's the refusal, and the result is suffering or punishment of the hero in some way, which could be unhappiness or continuing to get bullied or whatever it is the situation that we need to acknowledge is happening. And then number 3 is like one of my favorite steps because it's the supernatural aid. So that's where we're going to have signs and messages and dreams. A lot of like what we're always talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's showing us don't be afraid.
Yeah.
You know, if it's scary, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah. Like we said, scary is okay. Scary, it motivates. Fear is what stops us in our tracks.
Freezes. I love that quote that you said.
Yeah, and this is what I like too. This is what Joseph Campbell said. A hero is someone who's given their life to something bigger than oneself. So we have to get out of ourselves and see how we can help others. And then we will find, Purple Blaze, your passion. So it's just not sitting there thinking, oh, what's my passion? You have to go out there and experience and see what it is that moves you,
Right.
kind of thing.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because sometimes the situation that we see that is not, it's not okay anymore, might not even be happening to us.
Yeah.
Just like what you were just saying about it being a bigger purpose than ourselves, we might be comfortable in our life.
Yeah.
But then we see the situation that's happening to somebody else, and even though we're afraid to stand up for them or whatever it is, we have to do it
Right.
because it's just not okay. So I love that
But
point.
let me finish his little quote here, because it's also anyone can become a hero on purpose or even by accident. I like that. Next, the hero must return to the ordinary world where the journey began, transformed by the experience. And I want to say, Eric, our condolences. I'm so sorry you lost your dad. I have to say that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. He had an illness, so yeah. But he's not in pain anymore, so happy for your dad.
Yeah.
Condolences to the family and yourself. Yeah. It's challenging when you lose your parents.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Sorry to
you
hear
learn.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk more about heroes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, so the supernatural aid messages, like an example of that would be like, say, Glinda in The Wizard of Oz and how she appears and she helps to motivate and help Dorothy to get on her path, right?
Yeah, and she tells Dorothy what? What does she tell Dorothy? You already knew how to get home. You know, so they're there to guide, not to tell you what to do.
Right, right. Crossing the first threshold. So, yeah, that is the first moment that our hero begins their journey, because they take that first step.
Now, where did you get all this information so we can have our beautiful soul tribe look it up
Yes.
if you like?
Okay.
And that way you don't have to take notes or try to remember what it says. They can have it.
You know, I found it at Skillshare.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skillshare.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to say on the crossing of the threshold, you know what that reminds me of? Like when you have someone that you're doing a regression for or a soul journey session, and they take that step into discovering their past life. It's like you can't go back when you know, but it's not a bad thing.
Oh, no.
Because now it's like it opens up this whole new world of understanding, you know, and oh wow, this whole new path of
Exactly.
information
Yeah.
about our own soul's journey. That kind of reminded me of that. Or another first, like crossing the threshold is, I quit. You know,
Yeah.
I'm leaving my job.
Yeah.
It's like you can't go back. And that brings us to the next
Yeah.
stage, belly of the whale.
Yes.
That's when, okay, we are in the point of no return. Good example, like Mulan.
Yeah.
When she was out there on the warpath, but she couldn't go back. I mean, otherwise she would have gotten in trouble. Her father would have gotten, killed or whatever. Reminds me also of the past life birthmark that you did last weekend of our friend who was a gal, and in ancient Greece, she was pretending to be a man,
yeah.
disguised, but she was running, and then all of a sudden it's rained.
Oops.
Talk about the belly of the whale.
Yeah.
But
she
again,
did what her passion was. She loved to run. In that past life, she told us later she doesn't like to run in this life. But she already did it. Been there, done that. So it's off to a new adventure.
But what's amazing about that, though, she's a hero. Look at what she did. So it's like really, we're, like you just said.
Well, somebody may not have heard what she did.
Well, do you want to share?
No, you go.
Okay. So she had a life in ancient Greece during the Olympics, but women were not allowed to participate. And she had basically, I'm sure, wrapped her breasts and that kind of thing to present herself as a man because she loved running. She was amazing at it. And she was doing a baton race where she was the anchor because she was that good.
Yeah.
And one of her fellow runners on her team had fallen. So they were like far, far behind. And she actually not only caught up to everyone, but went ahead and was able to win the race in the middle of the rain. So it was this amazing thing. And she was so proud of herself. And yet she was kicked off the team and they were disqualified because she was a woman. But it was amazing because still she went out on her path.
So that's the hero part.
Exactly. So yeah, there's many different belly of the whale examples that we could use. But yeah, like, one thing that reminds me of too, like when my mom had left my father because he was so abusive, but then she didn't have any money and she was trying to make it, but she was it's like being in the belly of the whale because then it's like, what are you going to do? Okay, what am I missing over here, Vera?
Nothing.
Okay, everybody's talking.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Amongst themselves.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everyone the next stage that we as heroes go into after the belly of the whale?
Sure, the initiation stage.
Yeah. Okay, and that is going to be our road of trials.
Yeah.
I always think of Star Wars, actually.
That's kind of like, even Joseph Campbell said Star Wars is amazing because kids in our era did not have heroes. But I mean, we had Superman. That's a hero.
Heck
and
yeah.
That's myths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just so worried about the youth of today not having heroes.
And now look at all the movies.
All the heroes
oh my
that
gosh, we have so many hero movies, don't we? Yes.
I'm trying to think of how to say his name. Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
It's not a G, it's Shan.
Chi.
I don't know. I'm making it up.
Love the movie.
But that's the way it sounds on the
TV.
TV.
It's like so much fun.
You guys have to see that movie. In the 10 Rings. Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, so what happens
glad,
obviously Nana. In our initiation stage is that we face all these tests to make us be stronger.
Yes.
Create to build our character and
that kind of thing. Because we can be
right
right there at the precipice, right there where we're going to really be able to follow our chart, complete the lesson, and then we go, no, I've done this. It's taking too long. I quit.
Right.
And that's like you go backwards because you still have to follow that lesson. Your chart's going to show you one way, another way, this way, that way, but it won't let you quit.
Exactly. Because there's something within us that we don't want to go back to how it was before.
I call it the pregnant pause because it's like when you're 9 months pregnant, you know the end is coming, but you want it to be right then.
Going back.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's true because there's something that brought us there. And sometimes it's unhappiness or something, right?
So you have to hang in there and just because it's going to be over sooner than you think. Because it might seem like, oh God, I have another year of this. I can't do it. But you have to live day to day.
Exactly.
I'm finding that out, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And so all those tests reminds me of Luke. He's trying to balance and he falls and he's trying to concentrate and lift something and it falls. So this happens, we're not going to be perfect,
right.
But that's how we build our strength and our power of our mind and those types of things to learn our lessons, to accomplish our goal. Okay. The next one is like one of my most very favorites, and it's meeting with the goddess.
Of course.
The first thing I thought of. So it's like an ally or a guide that befriends you, or you befriend them as you are the hero, and they help you on their path.
Joseph Campbell was a feminist to the max.
Oh, I love that.
He was a female in one of his past lives that was studying under Plato.
That is so cool.
Something like that.
Well,
I can't remember.
Love it.
I think I talked about it before.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought he was Plato, but he was a close ally to Plato.
Well,
Plato or Aristotle, one of those.
And it's somebody that you befriend that helps you on your journey.
Yeah.
Vera, that's you.
And that's you.
Well, seriously.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah, but that's where the messages that you give us are helping us on our journey. I mean,
Yeah.
these profound realizations that you get about our past lives, our birthmarks, our dreams. It's like such an amazing awareness. And, it could be Vera, it could be Louise, who started Hay House. There's many different people that are going to be like a goddess, right? But you're like my favorite goddess.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Yes. And so, but yeah, it's something that can help you. But we also help each other, like you just pointed out. Because a lot of our, our fabulous soul tribe are talking with each other and befriending each other, and our messengers.
And
for
plus,
each
they
other.
they help each other through difficult situations with the spiritual tools. And that's where, it's an amazing foundation that we have, because we have things to fall back on.
Yeah.
And understand about death and all that stuff that, that goes on.
Exactly. All right. Number 8. Are you ready for the next?
Temptation.
Oh my gosh. Now we all know about this one, right? Because it's tough. I mean, there's always going to be something that tempts us away from achieving our goal. And a lot of times it could be negative programming. Like you kind of just talked about for a moment ago. I'm never going to make it.
Yeah.
I might as well just give up.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough, or, it's not working, or it's taking too long, or it's not happening fast enough. Doesn't it seem like that happens a lot right before things get really good?
I just said that.
Yeah, you did just say that. And one of the things that we had discovered before was that a lot of times negativity rises up right before the positive. It's like, here's the
big
positive
time.
coming. So that negativity rises up.
So you'll not handle this opportunity to fly.
Exactly.
Woo, do your wings.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah,
That's the giving up thing is, we're so tempted a lot of times to do that. Because it's like, how long do I have to go through this?
Yes. Yeah. A good example of that is when we are working on trying to give up an addiction. I mean, that's hard because we want that, whatever it is. We, we've been off whatever, we haven't done whatever for this amount of time. And then we're like, ooh, I think I want to go back, because we start missing it, whether it's a person or a substance or whatever it is, whatever kind of addiction.
Yeah.
So that's the temptation phase that we're all going to go through at some point.
If you guys haven't seen Dopesick on Hulu, I think, it's really riveting and fascinating about how the addiction starts and how you keep going back to it because you can't handle life anymore.
Right.
Because when you're in that addictive stage where you're high, nothing matters.
And the thing
And then you
about
come back and bam, it's more stuff. And then you take
Right.
more pills or whatever it is you do.
And the thing about that's really interesting is that we've discovered that when someone is like so addicted that they're escaping life completely and not learning their lessons, it's kind of what they call a chart suicide, only in the sense that not looking at any lessons, just living in this little bubble of, a haze, a complete haze. And of course, we're not talking about, something that's more recreational or used like medications that people need. We're talking about a serious with that a person completely evades life.
Well, that's what happened with this Dopesick, though, because these people started off as patients with pain that they were being told was not addictive. Take as many as you want.
Right.
Then they got suckered in, and they couldn't get out of it. Even one doctor got hooked.
Yes.
And he was the one that was telling other patients to take it because that's what he was being told. So it's just like things that humans do to other humans, like this pharmaceutical company, this Purdue. Horrible. Wow. It's all about money. Don't care about the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hopefully these people will learn that lesson and come out of it.
Yeah.
We'll see, huh? Okay.
The doctor did. He started helping the patients that he prescribed the medication to.
Really?
So he started driving them to this place that they would get, not methadone, but this other medication that was better than methadone. and not as because methadone's addictive. So they got this other medication that they're doing, and he would drive them like an hour to the place and an hour back, and then he had to go 2 hours to his house.
Oh,
So he was like,
wow.
yeah. So it was like he was really trying to change things because he had gotten off of them.
Well, he's on his own hero's journey,
Yes,
isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
As are you.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, you guys, are you ready for the next step in our journey? All right. Now this is a good one. Atonement with the Father. Okay, like I'm thinking literally. For some of us, that's like literal.
Because I mean, what do you mean the Father?
That's what
Why
it
does
said.
it have to be the Father?
I know, that's what it said.
I think
But-
it's the Father energy, though.
Right. Of course it's not.
Mother and father.
Everybody doesn't always have a father that's, needs to be atoned. But in this situation, it's just called that, like you just pointed out. And it's that major turning point.
Yeah. Look at what we saw today on that show with the Turpin kids.
Oh
All
my
these parents.
gosh.
Yeah, and this little girl that saved all of her siblings from these horrible people, their own parents. It's the same thing.
I know. I was thinking about her and them when we were putting this talk together today. What a great example. I mean, the courage. We'll have to talk about that in another video
I want to
coming
do
up.
past lives on her.
Yeah, because it's a really intense story.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. But yeah, so it's where everything that we have endured has led up to this moment of reckoning. And it's where we're having this reckoning with this individual or entity, could even be a religion or something, no longer has power over us.
Right.
It is a powerful moment for us when we start to realize, oh my God, I'm not being shackled. This person or entity
These
cannot
parents
control
literally
me.
shackled their kids.
Yeah.
They chained them up.
Literally.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a literal way of how they got those chains off.
Exactly. And they did it themselves. She rescued her brothers and sisters. Another story, though, another time, because it's a good story. But yeah, so.
But I think that was kind of, we'll stop at 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can
All
go
right.
next week, the rest of it, because there's more.
To be continued then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll stop at 9. But what I really, really liked about Atonement with the Father, I just wanted to share, is that, it's just, I think a lot of us can really relate to how powerful that is. I know for me, it was just, it was such a powerful moment in my chart to realize that this person did not have power or control over me anymore. And it felt so good to reclaim it. Not only in my mind, because that's what we need to do, right? Because we can leave a situation, but we might not leave it in our mind. But to be able to face that person and say, oh, no, you did it. Right?
You have no control over me
Yeah.
anymore.
But it's for all of us in our different situations, whether it's a divorce we've been through, whether it's, a social situation that was not good, or whatever kind of situation. It's just so empowering. That's what I love about this
So
philosophy.
we have to step out of ourselves, though. That's the thing, we get stuck in, like, me. What am I supposed to do? Me. Go out and help someone. And then maybe you'll find your purpose, your passion. If you get stuck and you just don't go anywhere and just keep focusing on that, you're not going to figure out what your purpose is.
Right. Right.
Because your chart will lead you to that purpose no matter what.
And just thinking about...
It may not be the one you want, but you have a purpose.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, to me, it's like, I always think about the things that we've been through. And then you see somebody else going through it and you want to help them. And it's like, it's just...
And sometimes they don't want that help, so they have to figure it out themselves. And then they'll come back and say, oh, I should have listened to you.
Yeah.
But
I know.
some people have to learn a different way, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I used to get so frustrated. It's like,
I
why
bet.
do you ask me questions if you don't follow the
Yeah.
suggestions? I don't rule your lives. It's just suggestions.
Oh,
But
my gosh.
oh my gosh, it's like,
Vera, how many times have you heard, if only I would have listened to you?
yeah.
I mean...
Or sometimes they'll go, God, I wish someone would have told me. That one's even harder than that one.
Yeah.
But then you figure out everyone's on their own path. They have to learn it the way they're supposed to learn it.
We have to learn it our own way. And sometimes it's not going to be until we are really ready to see
Yes.
that we need to
Yeah.
change. Because, like we said, it's scary to change and take that step into the unknown. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
It's like, why? I don't need to right now. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Nudge, push,
Yeah.
kick.
It's more comfortable here.
Yeah.
Not doing anything.
But we're looking forward to joining you next Saturday for the rest of this journey and this amazing story about these children.
We can do our advertisements now.
Okay, so we have
Not that we have any.
talk about amazing messages from the other side to help us on our journey. We have this
Amazing
yes
character back there.
master teacher on the other side, Angus. Please join him and us for an evening with Angus on New Year's Eve. 3-hour special that we
Yes,
do
that'll
on
be
Zoom.
fun. That is going to be fun.
Yeah, and you get to ask Angus a question.
Everything is charted. It depends on how you want to progress your destination. Because we have lateral movement. I've talked about that before, Dennis. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes, like we just mentioned, if we don't want to move, it pushes our lessons out. Sometimes we don't really get them the way that we want to get them, and then we come back. So we definitely want to have a chance to learn what we came here to do. And like you said, our purpose will find us.
Yeah. Because even if you're denied NEAT, do it again. There's appeal. Keep on them. Because I had one friend that had to go like 4 different times and hired. I know some people can't hire an attorney. She was able to be able to get her son on disability. So, you have to keep on them. I know it's frustrating, but don't give up after you've been told no. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Hot Purple Blaze.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's an experience for sure.
Yeah, it's fun and enlightening.
Yes.
And cool way
yeah.
to end 2021.
Exactly. Yeah, and bring in the new year. What's new in 2022?
2022 is going to be better, and especially towards the end of the year for all of us.
Yeah, because we're going to all be in Hawaii at our
That's
retreat.
right.
That's what we want to do. We want to have a retreat in Hawaii a year from now.
Like around October.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want you all to join us there. It's going to be amazing.
Good for you.
Why can't I speak right now?
I don't know.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing spiritual
Sammy,
experience.
say analytical.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. Thank you for joining us. And Vera?
Journey with us.